One. Welcome, everyone, to the Tethys Shipyards. I am Takeshi Yamato, the Yard Master, joining our host, the Housecoat Gamer.
Yo.
Our next Wars design is the E-Wing.
Developed by Frytech shortly before Operation Shadowhand, the E-Wing was an attempt, just like many other things, to replace the X-Wing. Which just goes to show you that the X-Wing is the F-15 of Star Wars. The best replacement for an F-15 is another F-15.
Indeed.
I mean, they tried replacing it with the Raptor. They settled on using the F-15EX. But let's not get sidetracked. The E-Wing turned into one of the most maligned starfighters of its debut era, having problems with synthetic Tibanna for its blaster cannons, though this problem was fixed eventually.
Yeah.
However, the X-Wing just kept being easier to fly and easier to access. Not to mention easier to produce, ironically enough.
Indeed.
So the fighter would remain an elite craft for the entire New Republic and eventually Galactic Federation of Alliance. Whatever the term is.
Yeah.
The Galactic Alliance. Screw it. For the remainder of its existence. Of course, even 30 years later, it was still no match for a, shall we say, older craft?
Yeah. The X-Wing.
Long live the TIE Defender.
Ah.
Anyway, moving along, let's get to statting this thing.
Yep. Enter service date 5 ABY, Rebel Fighter, and it's basically a similar stat block to the X-Wing. Comms 4, computers 3, engines 6, sensors 4, structure 4, weapons 5. So engines and weapons are 1 point above the X-Wing. Departments, 1 point in con, 1 point in security, 1 point in engineering, because it does have an astromech unit. The later
we can clearly see it on top.
Yep. The R7 units, which are, again, supposedly more advanced than the R2 series.
Tell that to R2-D2.
Yep. So, weapons, it has the same as the X-Wing, laser cannons and proton torpedoes. For talents, it has improved damage control, again, astromech. And it has the same special rules: hyperdrive FTL, deflector screens, and fast targeting, because E-Wing starfighters are most likely aces.
One such example is Wedge Antilles of Rogue Squadron.
Yep.
Who made the rather, shall we say, infamous quote of, "I say let the Imperials keep coming, because every time a new admiral crawls out of the Outer Rim, or some Imperial goon finds a lost superweapon, Rogue Squadron gets a new starfighter. Seems like a good deal to me."
Scale 1, Resistance 1, Shields 3, Power 3. Scriptor traits: Rebel Shuttlecraft Fighter. And anything else?
Failed replacement?
Or
contentious replacement, probably. Because it is good on its own merits, but it's not as good as the T-65.
Yeah, the X-Wing just won't die. So we'll say intended replacement. And we'll add one more: Acecraft.
Because, as stated, most E-Wing pilots were probably aces.
Yep.
And that is the E-Wing. An excellent fighter. It's just not... It just could never replace the X-Wing.
Yeah, the X-Wing was just too iconic, and Incom just kept churning out new variations of the craft. To the point where, in one of our fanfics that I don't think we ever really got... in one of our fanfics, it was replaced... my character in that story flew a T-65 XJ-47 X-Wing.
You just can't kill it. Bye-bye.